It's early morning. The guys have just arrived from Harare. They all arrived safely. The bags are here, the guns are here. So that's all good news. Today is a non-hunting day. So we're just going to head back to camp and settle in, get the guys all unpacked, and possibly this afternoon we're going to shoot the guns and just take it easy. Maybe see the lay of the land a bit later.
There you are.
You're not gonna get rid of me that
Here's
easy.
my humble abode for the next 10 days. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I don't need my own fan. Brought one anyway. That's nice. Superb. Very similar to the rooms in the camp.
Find your way around. These lights are run off the generator, so they do go off at night.
Right, and then are going to be on.
There's a little solar lamp there next to your bed.
Perfect.
There's a solar fan, keep you cool. Laundry basket, waste trash basket. Just dump your
Dirty's in there, yeah.
Put your clothes in there every night,
Uh-huh.
and then it'll be back by the next evening and so on.
Incredible.
Your boiler's a little distance, so just turn the hot tap on, let it run for a few minutes, and you'll have hot water.
Sure.
There's your towel. They'll bring water and so on for you at night. If you need anything,
Bottled water, you mean?
yeah.
Fantastic.
So if you need anything, just holler. That tendon there is the one you're talking about here, that holds the ear up. You can see it there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can see it there. Where that thing comes in down to the bottom there is sort of like more or less level with where the top of the brain would be. There's your zygomatic arch. There's your zygomatic arch, which represents the widest point of that elephant.
And where's the zygomatic arch on this one?
That's the ridge there. That you can see the ridge.
Okay.
So from the front, it just looks like a round thing, but it's actually a long ridge. So it can be anything from a foot to 18 inches long on a bull, you know. That whole thing there is the zygomatic arch. They call it an arch because it sticks out the head and then arches back into the head.
Okay.
So it comes out the side and then back in again.
Okay.
And, you know, that's where it anchors the floor and all that. So obviously it depends on if the head is up or down. But if you use that, which you use those, some guys, I mean, everyone uses a different reference point. Some guys use those tendons holding the ears, some guys use the arches. I like using the arch as the guide because you can see that it's a ridge. When it lifts its head up or down, you can always see the arch as the widest point of the head. I don't say that I don't like shooting exactly in the widest point of the arch. I like above that. You know, so where the slope of the arch starts coming back up, because the ear slit itself, which is beautiful on a side brain, the bottom of the ear slit is actually on the slightly higher slope of the arch. So I like to do it a little bit above the slit there. Yeah, there's the ear slit there. The ear hole is not just a hole. There's a slit, and then the hole is near the bottom. Mm-hmm. So that you can see it relative to that tendon now. So your ear hole is going to be on the top slope of the arch, not the widest point. So I'd like to do it slightly above it.
Let's talk about on this one, the top slope. So his ear hole's about there.
There's the ear slit there,
Uh-huh.
and there's the ear hole there.
Okay.
So
And when you say you shoot a little above, don't most clients shoot too high? Isn't that
the problem arises when you get close and the thing's standing there, and now you don't adjust your aim. If you are now 15 meters and the elephant's, you know, got its head up, and now you're shooting from close, that's when you tend to shoot a little bit too high. But that's why you still got to look for those arches and try and figure out where the ear slips and all that, and then adjust accordingly. If you shoot through that honeycomb stuff up here, with a bit of luck you'll stun it and it'll stagger around.
Yeah.
But if you get too high, and especially things like bulls and so on, that thing will just turn and leg it. It won't even stagger if you shoot it too high, too high. If you get it a little bit lower, now you start staggering it like that. That's when it'll, and I mean they can't even go down. If you get it close, but you miss over the top, it'll fall over, but it'll get up again.
I saw that on video one time where a guy knocked one down, and I thought, oh, brain deep, and it got back up, and the chase was on.
Yeah.
Like always, we've got to test weapons, so we are about to go and test all the weapons. I think there's about 6 weapons to test, and hopefully everything's traveled safe, and I think we're in for a great safari, all of us. Lots of humor, shoot a couple of elephant, couple of buffalo, have a few laughs, so very excited. Pick a target.
That's the wallop, eh? Eh?
I think so, yeah.
A little bit low. Perfect. It was 6 o'clock on the. Well done.
All right, good.
That's some good shooting.
Now I don't have to waste ammo.
Perfect. That thing shoots well, eh?
Yeah, I like it.
Well done, guys. Everybody did well, man. One more.
Is that too high, or was it?
Just a bit high.
Miles, does anybody harvest that buffalo honey from the farmers?
Not commercial.
Which one are we? Which one do you want me to go with?
All right.
Four.
All right.
Honey for the next.
Oh, there you go.
Well, we just shot all the guns. Each guy's got 2 guns, and they all shot them beautifully. I mean, the quality of the shooting is spectacular. I mean, the guns obviously traveled well. The scopes are in good condition. All the ammo is shooting very nicely. So we're about good to go. We can go and sit now and just take it easy, enjoy the evening. But spot on shooting.
Happening sitting on a ledge, soaking it up. Didn't see anything other than a troop of baboon all the way down there at the top of the river wash. Maybe you call it a wash? This river bed here?
This is the Manyuma River. You know, that eventually flows down into Kabora Bassa and then into the Zambezi side. But this vantage point up here is quite often good for elephants late afternoon, early morning. Unfortunately, the water's dried up down here. When there was water down here, there was a lot of action with the early cows and bulls. But I think now it seems like they've moved out a bit. There's a big spring up in the hill behind us here.
Are we going to head that way?
I think a lot of the elephants will have transferred up into that hill. You know, if you're not seeing them here this time of day, then I'm sure most of them will be up in the hills there. It's fairly quiet at the moment. But it's one of those places we had to check out. These round circles on nothing with footprints, yeah.
They are, huh?
Yeah, but those are not fresh, those are old tracks.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know, when you look on the side here, you can see this guinea fowl been drinking here. So
little footprints.
yeah, I mean the guinea fowl can drink early in the morning, so they can obliterate tracks, but there's nothing here. There's no jumbos been here. There's this herd of cows which crossed the other road a little way back. We thought that they might have come and drunk down at the spring, but we checked the spring. There's no tracks down at the water. So on our way back now, we think we've picked up where they passed the road again, second time. So we're going to grab our guns, grab our gear, grab a bunch of water. It's 9 a.m. It's fairly cool still. Go see if we can find these things. Yeah. When you've got tracks that are this old, which I'm still pretty sure is before midnight, you know, it can take anything from 2 to 4 hours to find them.
Yeah.
A lot of it depends on if they're feeding or they're feeding nicely or they're just beelining it. So we'll get an idea once we start following them how long we think it'll take. But expect anything up to 3 hours maybe. We'll just go slowly. We've got a backpack. It's got a lot of water in it. When you want to drink, drink. Don't be shy on drinking.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem normally. It can be dehydration. I do have some rehydrate. You know, if you start feeling a bit flaky, then we'll just bomb a rehydrate into
It'll usually be at the end of the day.
Yeah, okay. But don't wait till you like starting to feel flaky. If you feel flaky, let's do one straight away.
Absolutely. It's not that hot out. I'll be good.
When we're tracking now, obviously we're looking at the body language. Are they hiking or are they feeding? If they're feeding, we know they're going to slow up. We'll start looking around, start listening. Most of the time we hear them before we see them, if they're feeding. Once they're resting, you normally see them before you hear them. So obviously the idea is to get into that herd and see if there's any tuskless in there. We don't have to go close, just to see if they've got tuskless usually. Normally we hang back a little bit and try and evaluate the herd from, you know, as far out as you can, basically. If you can't see one, then we'll close in and have a look. Right. But the idea is not to just sort of harass them for nothing if we don't have to. If we can get in and look at them and leave without harassing them, that would be even better. If there is a cow in there, that's when we're going to now start closing in on our one. But obviously we need to be aware of what we're getting into. Are there some over there, there's some over there, there's some over there, so that we know when we're on final approach, we know where to expect action from.
Okay.
We always, you never know what's going to happen once you shoot. You know, it's fairly calm and okay until you shoot. Sometimes it gets a bit hectic after that, but just stay close to me. Don't disappear somewhere.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, if you and me are together and we both have firearms, we can get ourselves out of trouble fairly comfortably, I think. But it's when everyone panics and guys are bomb shelling all over the place. That's when it goes wrong.
We'll avoid that.
We'll keep calm. We'll stay together. You're happy with your shot placement. Side brain, remember, at the base of the ear slit. Yeah, just
forward, just
1 inch forward, somewhere around there, base of the ear. Mm-hmm. Frontal brain, we got it sort of the widest part of the head, just slightly higher than that, on the widest part on the arches there. We went through it yesterday. It depends on the situation, how it presents itself as to what we're going to get. You never know. Body shot, you know if it's running away.
Try and break the hip.
Try and break the hip, the pelvis, the pelvic bone, or the ball joint. That's a good one. On the spine otherwise. But we kind of done all that yesterday, so I think we're okay. But don't shoot if you're not sure, if you're not comfortable. Don't be forced to take a shot. Maybe there's some sticks in the way or his head's at a little bit of an angle. Rather just wait until we get the perfect situation.
Okay.
So I won't let you shoot if I don't think it's a good setup.
Excellent.
If we do a brain shot and it doesn't go down, I'm going to recommend you let me back you up, just in case it gets a little bit haywire.
Absolutely.
we can normally tell fairly straightforwardly if it's nicely brain shot, the way they fall down with their head. The back goes down and the trunk goes in the air. I'll leave it alone. If it doesn't fall down, if it staggers or it doesn't fall down nicely, that's when I would say let me, you know.
Okay.
Particularly if we're in a big bush, if it's fairly open and I'm comfortable, I'll carry on letting you do it. If it's a big group and thick stuff, that's when we need to be a little bit more careful and worry about.
More expeditious.
Because they do tend to bunch up. Once one doesn't go down properly, they can bunch up. It starts getting a little bit tricky to get another shot in. In my life. This is the first time I've seen this spring.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. I've put it in my GPS. I mean, yeah, so it's debatable if they've even drunk here or not. They've come past it, but I'm not sure they drank. Be nice to sort of cut that bit off and clean out the mud and polish it and oil it and
That would be nice.
put that in your bar or something. It'd be quite a nice little feature.
My buddy does stuff like that.
Yeah, very cool. Close to the other one to have a different name, I think. What about the ponderosa pine? He's got a...
Oh, they look for these where they have big knotty pearls. I see it.
They're drunk, no, they'll start milling around a bit more, taking it a bit more easy. They take more time in each spot. You know, you can start catching them up a bit quicker. So that's a pretty good sign. This track's going both ways here, you know, going down and coming back. So I don't know if there's water there or if there's another group coming this way.
Sure.
And he's just trying to see which group's on top of which. You know, is our group on top of the other ones or the other group on top of ours? So that's what's causing, because those tracks are also fresh, the ones going out.
Gotcha.
So it's causing a bit of confusion. Yeah. No, we were a little bit lost as far as the tracks go. We couldn't find the track, so we were having a breather when we suddenly heard the elephants trumpeting up ahead. It was very difficult to gauge how far ahead the elephants were. It sounded like a quarter of a mile, half a mile. So we walked down there, no, in the direction of the trumpeting, and we looked all around. Couldn't find any tracks, couldn't hear them anymore, couldn't see them. So now we're a bit stumped. We came all the way back to where we first were when we first heard them. We're going to try and pick up tracks again and then do what we were doing, get back on tracks. But it's really difficult now. It's midday, the sun is directly overhead, there's no shadows, it's hot. A lot of grass here. The elephants are not feeding, so we are battling a little bit with tracks. So I think it's going to come to decision time in the next 15-20 minutes or so, whether to stay with them or whether to go and find some new ones. Got a hole through the middle of the branch.
How are you doing, sir? Magnificent. Unbelievable. Being this close to these jumbos, as they call them, this in the wild. They all have tusks, so there's nothing shootable. But it's still just incredible that we found the tracks. And this is what we were looking for. This is probably the herd we were on this morning, he said. That splashing sound is one of them in the water, just doing its business. This is really fucking cool.
Spectacular time of day, eh? This morning we are going to head north. There are several options available to us up there. The first place is called Manfred's. A big herd was spotted with a tuskless in there not very long ago. So that's the first place we're going to check, Manfred's. Nice big mud wallow. If we fail there, we're going up north to the villages. Another herd was spotted up in the villages. Nice big tuskless cow in there with no calf in the villages. And the third place is not too far from there, further on. A lone tuskless cow was seen 6-7 days ago. Very unusual, lone tuskless cow. So anyway, they're all more or less in the same place. So we're going to go, got our work cut out for us, lots to do, and hopefully hoping for the best. Nice big old tree, this big baobab. It's probably 2,000-3,000 years old. It's one of the biggest ones in the area. I just want to show Mark because it's quite interesting around the back how the elephants have eaten a hole in it, and you can climb up inside and have a look. It's a beautiful tree.
He says probably 2,500, 3,000 years old. Unbelievable.
All of this damage here is from elephants. They'll dig a tusk into the edge, and they'll lift up a piece, and then they grab it with their trunk, and they'll strip it. And they pull big strips up here, big white strips.
And it's edible.
It's edible. It's got quite a lot of moisture in for them, so they hammer them more in the dry season when it's hot and dry. But it doesn't kill the tree. They can do it the whole way around. It doesn't ring bark the tree. It slowly regrows again. But you can see if they eat far enough around it, there'll be no support. They end up falling over. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of killing it by ring barking, it doesn't happen. It just gradually heals again.
Why does this thing have the giant hole in it?
That's from elephants making a hole.
Digging in.
Yeah, they've eaten a hole all the way inside there. There's a solar pump here which Buzz and Miles put in, which pumping water to the little pan. It's quite a big area with no water, that's why they put it in. And this is the region where that big tuskless cow was seen in a herd the other day. So what we want to do is just try and cover all the water points in this region. There aren't a lot of them, so if we can cover 3 or 4 water points in this region, we're hoping to pick up that big herd. That's the plan. We're going to do a walk-in now.
All right. Walking.
We're killed by something here. Yeah, buffalo cow. Yeah, there's one young bull. But we must be careful because they saw that tuskus is one by itself. This is the difficulty, they saw one tuskless by itself, which is one cow, is very unusual. They know when you see one by itself, you're tempted to think it's a bull, let's leave it. And I think it is a bull, but you also got to be careful you don't discount yourself with the chance of following that lone one. Got to figure out where these cows are all drinking. Because although it's not fresh, they have to be drinking somewhere. I know there used to be water just up here, but I'm pretty sure it's dry.
You're right.
So the place I know is still further up.
You want to walk? Are we going to walk up there?
Look. Kachana. Might have to investigate it sometime.
What'd you say?
Okay?
What'd you say?
He reckon where those cars were going, he says he's been up there before. Quite far in there, there's a spring, he says.
So the camp manager was out on the road and saw some tracks, and he marked it, and now Dean's determining how many Ellies are in the group and whether or not it's the same that we were looking at yesterday. And since we just came off the main road and we circled around and we didn't see anything on the main road, he's certain that it's going to be this small herd could be somewhere right around in this bush right here. So they're giving it a once over to see whether or not we're going to get out and track.
Yeah, I think the bottom line is we need to give them a go. You know, it's possible it's the same ones, it's possible it's a different group.
So then we're not talking about the same group as on day one.
No, I mean the ones we followed yesterday
Yes.
that ended up drinking there.
Yes.
It could be the same ones as us, but
Right.
it could be a different one. I mean, this is a lot of thick bush down this side with other elephants in it.
Yeah,
So I mean, the only way of being certain, you know, is we need to go and have a look.
I agree.
If we drive away and I leave this thing in my head that maybe, you know, we should have looked at that herd.
We're here. We might as well look at it.
And it's close to where that herd is with the tuskless, so we're going to go.
All right.
We're going to go and have a look. We'll
Okay.
get on tracks now.
Taking the soft out, changing it out all out with solid. All set. We're gonna track. Forgot to check the time. 7:30. See how long we can go.
It's exactly what they were doing when they were seen last time. So the main thing is they haven't crossed the main road, so they should be in here somewhere. We'll just go around because of the wind. I want to get the wind right there. They are there.
tusks as well of them. Probably that herd that guy was looking at yesterday. They've all got tusks. There's 5. This one slipped the back here and then there's 2 over the back there. I don't think it's the same herd that they saw here. You can see the baby. Yeah, just have a look at this herd. There's 5 big full grown mature cows. All of them have got tusks. There's a couple of sub-adults as well. So, unfortunately, it's not the same herd that's got the tusks in that was seen a few days ago. It's probably the herd that was at the waterhole yesterday that the guys saw. So, there's no point hanging around. We're going to abort. We're going to go and try and find another group to follow. So, nice to see them anyway. A little bit of tracking. Good morning.
After having a look at that herd this morning with no tusks in it, we headed into the hills and we picked up the tracks of another herd now, the second herd. Pretty sure it's not the same group, heading down into a spring that we know about. It's quite late morning, the wind's starting to shift a little bit, the bush is a bit thick down there, so we are going to have to take a bit of time and be careful about it. But yeah, we do want to try and catch this herd. It looks like it's yesterday evening. We may have a bit of a hike ahead of us, but we'll go and have a look and hopefully there's something in there for us. Yeah, make sure they're all solid. These things have got quite a head start on us, but maybe when they get to the water and that thick bush they might relax and kick around there a bit. So although they're a long way ahead, they may not be that far. We'll have a look. If they're feeding, it catch them quickly.
Is it fresh, the branch?
Yeah. So I saw last night still. The tracking's a little bit tricky. There's old tracks here, there's new tracks, the elephants who are meandering all over the place, a lot of leaves on the ground. Not very easy to see what's going on. So trackers just want to go back and confirm that they still are on the tracks, on our tracks. We're going to wait here under the shade a little bit until they manage to pick up the ones we want. Fortunately, what's happened now is the second group of elephants that we followed, which we thought was a second group of elephants, the possibility always existed that it was the same group. But we're about 6 miles away from the first group, and these ones were headed a completely different direction from where we left the other one. So we got on tracks and we followed them, and they did a huge U-turn and came right back to more or less where we started. So I'm now pretty convinced that it's the same batch. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that happens in hunting. We wouldn't have known until we actually did follow them. So that's how it goes. We're going to get off them now and go and find some more. Yep. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We had a siesta earlier. We've come to a place now called Sandgrass Spring. So this place at this time of day, normally very active with elephant cows. The tuskless that was seen a few days ago in another area Manfred's, the water there has dried up. All the elephants have transferred over to this side. So I'm just going to spend a day or two looking around here and seeing what's going on over here. But I'm pretty sure we're going to find some elephant activity down here.
All right, let's go take a peek.
I think it's here. Oh, there's the bucket leg. Oh, this is so sad. I mean, it's like a young elephant bull with something wrong with its foot. The whole leg is very inflamed and swollen. You know, in an ideal world, you just walk up and put it out of its misery, but we're not allowed to by law, so we've got to leave it. But it's really sad to see that thing. It can hardly walk. I'm not sure what's going on with its leg. "7:20 in the morning now, day 4. We've come across to a wild part of the country, way over in the west, up against the Chihori boundary, very hilly, very rocky. We've picked up a group of cows that have drunk during the night at one of the springs, and we're about to start following them. Got a nice big climb up the escarpment behind us, and hopefully today's our day."
Nice climb. Can you get a shot of that? It's going to be a challenge for an old guy like me. I'm up for it.
Duggar boy tracks, you see here?
Yeah, you do.
Little buffalo bull, coming for a drink. Come out of Chihori, I think got a pretty decent sized track too.
What kind of dung is this?
Bit of a hike to get up the hill there. Nothing like a quick stiff climb to get the blood pumping around the body, but we're up most of the way. We're probably 3/4 of the way up the hill now, compensated by this magnificent view of the Zambezi Valley. Early morning. Got one more short little stint to get up on top of the hill, and then hopefully we'll be on a bit flatter ground and we can carry on. it's not warm, but it's not cold either. So be after midnight sometime, maybe early in the morning. But just got a little bit of residual heat left. Yeah. A couple of hours ago. This one's a hell of a lot warmer, so we're catching them quite quickly. I want to take all of us in there. Make quite a lot of noise and stuff. So I want to leave some of the guys somewhere safe, you know. Some sort of. Not the nicest bush to find them in, but we'll just do what we can. If you get a charge for any reason, don't shoot till I shoot. Okay, I've got to shoot first, otherwise you'll get in trouble. Just a hand span above the eye. Okay? Hand span above the eye level. Yes. I don't know, we'll try and not make it happen, but just in case. The wind is quite tricky at the moment. There's no pattern with this wind, so it's going to have to go slowly and see what we can do. It's going all over the place at the moment. Teddy heard them just up ahead, so they're not very far away. They're quite close here. Call the guys and let them catch up a bit.
I figured that's what the whistle was for.
Hey?
I figured that's what the whistle was.
Yeah. These front two have got tusks. cars on the right, they've all got tusks. Yeah. There's another one down on the left I haven't seen yet. But those three are all tusks. We'll just wait and see if that back one goes. Did you see that one on the left? Did you see the one on the left? I've seen 3 out of 4 have got tusks. The 4th one I haven't seen yet. Just gonna do a loop and try and get a look at that 4th one. Let's go around. That car looks tuskless. Come. Come. Shoot her. Shoot her. Okay, come back up the hill here. Come.
Couldn't see through my scope.
What's that?
Couldn't see through my scope. I couldn't get my eye line up.
Yeah.
What's that, Mark? How was that?
Delayed shot. He
Yeah.
had to shoot first.
Eh?
He had to shoot first.
Yeah.
Couldn't line it up in my scope well enough. I shot again when she was turned the other way. It was so close.
Yeah,
Almost
it was
a
close.
black.
Close enough. See, the other ones always get a bit agitated as well.
My mind's all screwed up. We got in there, and I'm like, am
Yeah.
I going to set up the sticks?
Yeah, no.
We were
At
so
that range
close.
like that,
Yeah.
and she was inbound to have a look as well.
It was a bizarre shot for me for sitting on my freaking feet, and then I fell
Yeah.
over. Did you see her go down?
I can hear something like she's done.
Those are the other cows.
Other ones?
They're pissed.
Yeah, they're pissed off now. That's why they don't want you to. That's why you can't jack with them. You know, fuck, another one finds you now. If you got another one in your hands.
Did you capture the whole thing? Outstanding. Me falling on my ass too.
I got everything.
That happened a bit quickly. But okay, we caught up with these cars, and as I mentioned earlier, the wind's been really bad and it's been pretty thick. We saw the cars, we thought they were headed down a valley. And in fact, so we were going to try and sneak around, get ahead of them. We had seen 3 of the 4 cars already and ID'd that they had tusks. So there's a fourth one that we hadn't seen yet. So my plan was to get around above them a little bit and try and get ahead of them and just try and get a look at that fourth cow. And unfortunately they had peeled and were sort of coming back up the valley towards us, and we walked straight into them. And the one at the front, by luck, is tuskless. First we tried to back off and give ourselves some space because they're really close. I thought, no, the only thing we can do is get back down in there and try and shoot that tuskless before the rest of them catch up. So we snuck down in there with Mark. We got pretty close, and then that cow just started coming for us. So we were trying to shoot, and it wasn't, I think from where Mark was, it wasn't so easy, and his scope was up a bit, so he couldn't really see it properly. And I got to my limit, and I shot, and you shot, I mean, it was almost a double tap, you know. So none of them hit the brain. She peeled off, gave it a body shot, and off they've gone down.
And I took a shot at the hip where she was leaving.
Yeah. So we've got 2 more in there. But the other cows are down there. I'm pretty sure she's down. Can hear some gurgling and so on. I think she's down. Other ones I think are still hanging around there. So we're not going to go and mess around with them. They're quite agitated. We'll just go out and try and find a road in here. But happened very, very fast, and not a particularly pleasant situation.
It was not what I expected.
No.
But it presented itself quickly. And yeah, scope was up a bit. When I looked through it, all I saw was black. It was her whole head, I guess. He shot, and then I was able to kind of line up my sight and shoot right after that. Actually knocked me on my butt because I wasn't positioned well, and racked another round and hit her in the hip on the way out. So it's not exactly the way I wanted it to have happen, but it happened so fast.
It was a very awkward
Just did the
situation.
best I could. You know?
A very awkward situation. I mean, we kind of hunched down like that. We couldn't even stand up properly with all that junk, you know, overhead. So
Shooting from a squat position,
Yeah.
I couldn't even get a knee down.
yeah, very difficult. Yeah. Anyway, we're safe. That cow should be down, and we'll just let the rest of them settle down, and then we'll come and make a plan.
For a bit.
Yeah, because I don't think those cows are going to leave anytime soon. I'm just going to meander around the side of the hill. There's a road that's not too far from here. If we go around the back of the hill and just try and find a place where we could possibly get a recovery vehicle in.
Oh, wonderful.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Beautiful big old cow. Beautiful big old tuskless. Huh? Thanks for them. Maite basa. Umetende. Nakurukuti.
How do you feel, sir?
Maite basa. Maite basa. Karimu. Maite basa. Eh?
How do you feel, sir? Amazed. It's a gorgeous animal.
Gave us a little bit of trouble, she did there.
Yeah.
That's what they're renowned for, these tuskless cows. This side. They quite often fall down with that side, because when she spun to the left side, to her left.
Mm-hmm.
So those ones, all the other ones are on the other side. When we roll it over, you'll be able to see it.
Okay.
Here is the culmination of our tuskless hunt. We've walked a lot of kilometers, done a few hard miles. We started off with a really nice climb this morning up into an escarpment, fresh tracks from last night. It took us about maybe an hour and a half to find the herd. They were in some pretty thick jazz. Been a little bit tricky all day with the wind and so on, but when we found them, we saw 3 tusk cows, and then as we were trying to get a look right at the end, we saw this old tuskless cow. Things kind of happened very fast at that point. We tried to sneak down onto the same trail. They caught us a bit by surprise. We snuck down on the trail, and this old girl had a go at us, and we managed to stop her at about 8-9 yards. Got a couple of backup shots in, and she didn't go very far at all. So it's been quite an exciting morning, to say the least, with this great success at the end. And the best part is that it's such an old car, very smooth heels, very worn, beautiful old car, just what we were looking for. And congratulations, Mark. Well done.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
What an experience. It was an adrenaline elevating event when she got that close. She's big, and shooting couldn't have gone a bit better, but we got her. As we came down upon her, I was just happy to see that she was really old, and you know, she's had a good life, and we were lucky that we were able to come upon her. It happened fast, though.
Very quickly.
Nothing that I had visualized in my mind from all the preparation. This was a quick event, but successful all in all. Well, they're starting the recovery process. Skinning it right now. Took an ear off on one side. It's like he said, it's surprising how little meat there actually is on the animal. I'm used to seeing more.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Hard work.
Big layer of fat.
Yeah, it is, eh?
So one of the other things that we noticed when they were cleaning the animal out was there were some stones, flat stones, in her stomach, and then Dan saw a worm pile. So why is that significant? While we were tracking her earlier this morning, Dean thought that maybe the animal was like having a diarrhea because it was kind of like scattered out, indicating that they're possibly running instead of just walking normally. But when he reached down and felt it, it was cold. So there's a high probability that the dung we found this morning was probably hers, and she was probably in some intestinal distress. And there are assumptions, but again, it makes you feel good about being, you know, getting lucky with a tuskless right in front of us, and we took her and maybe made her life a little bit better in the long run by doing the humane thing. So that's about it.
There it is.
See, I'm not even going to stick around for dinner. If that's the way
Yes,
we
you
go.
are.
It's like, that's it.
I'm the only female here.
You guys still have to go cut it up and everything? Does it? Everything done? Yeah, you have this right picture in your mind.
It's going to be perfect.
The lines of...
Hey, there we go.
Exciting. Mark,
Thank you.
I'd just like to say congratulations to Dad.
Thank you, brother.
What a good experience we had today. You know, I mean, it was difficult, it wasn't easy, but we stuck to it and we got it done. You know, we went through some difficult conditions and we tried hard, and I'll tell you what, it was a good outcome. We were safe and the Ellie's down and the villagers are happy, and that's all you can ask. And I won't forget today for a long, long time.
I'll never forget
And I hope you don't
I couldn't
either.
have done it without you. You're the best.
Yes.
Thank you.
No. What a
Yeah.
super experience. And cheers to you.
Cheers, guys. Thank you, Dean.
It was awesome.
Thank you, sir. What do you think, Dan?
Salt,
Good food.
pepper,
Tomato sauce.
Looks like it.
tomato sauce.
We have salad.
cheese.
We have fried egg. We have a piece of steak. What was this again? Steak. Kudu. Kudu steak. Chips. Serious. We said it properly. You did? Instead.
Everyday life, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Saddle-bill stork.
That's what
This-
brings the babies.
Yeah, that's a young one. The one's an adult, the other one's a young one. But guys driving down to one of the springs, the guys have spotted a kudu bull. I don't know if it's a good one or not. We're just gonna try and get a better look and see if he's a shooter or not. Let's leave it, Teddy.
Is there any taboo about keeping any of this, bringing it home? You gotta leave it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what you guys say, but it's not so much of an issue here. You're not supposed to in the DSA, but
Same in Hawaii, you're not supposed to take any lava off the island. Bad luck. I'll leave this lie. I like having luck on the poor side.
yeah, it's quite a unique area. I mean, to see this volume of petrified wood, and it's quite nice that it's burnt now because you can see it.
Yeah.
Most of the time this area is very grassy. You can't really see what's going on, but now it's burnt, you can see clearly. In the one spot back there, there's a complete tree with roots and branches sticking off, completely petrified wood, millions of years old. It's unusual and it's a nice little feature here. Look. Weird. I'm not 100% sure. Strange shape.
These teeth are weird looking.
Yeah.
I put one in your side pocket already. There's a water in your side pocket.
This is pretty good service here.
Yeah.
And a bit warm.
It's like the last little bit of really good, really nice shaded on. Got a butterfly coming in for lunch.
I've had it. It's quite good.
So bring the 7 more. There's a clip spring that ran over the back here. I don't know if it's hung around or not. Quite nice little horns. We're just going to sneak over the ridge and see if we can see it. Maybe try and get a shot at it. Let's grab the sticks there. The other one. Yeah. Get on. Get on the sticks. Can you see him standing on the rock? Oh, there he goes down there. one with the horns. Get that one's the one with the horns. Male as well. There you go, smell. Can you see it? Don't shoot till I can see. But you have a good look. Don't shoot. Just say shoot. Maybe got the shot. Can you see him? Have you got the shot or not? It's a little bit difficult because it's frontal. So where's the shot placement? Where's shot placement on this? We must shoot it deep. Hey, we must shoot it. Let's shoot it in the center. Well done. Nicely done.
How's that, sir? Long shot. I think he went down, didn't he?
He went straight down. Well done. Nice shooting. What a difficult shot. Fucking hell. Well done, sir. Very fine bit of shooting. That was a tough shot.
Thank you.
Ah, beauty. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, he's a beautiful little ram. Yeah. Eh? Yes, that's a good shot. That's a beast. Eh? Check out this. Take all the secondary annular. You see this heavy regrowth here?
Right
That's
here.
lovely, yeah. Oh, he's a lovely old ram. Well done.
Thank
That was
you,
a hell
sir.
of a
Thank
shot.
you.
There was actually 2 rams. The other one was also a ram. This is a beautiful little ram. Well done. Let's just get him out here. The rock is hot here. So we just finished packing up from lunch and we're about ready to head out on the afternoon hunt. My plan was actually to go back to where we were this morning and look for some zebra, but as we were passing through this rocky hilly area, 3 klipspringers ran across the road. Now it's not a very typical common animal for us to harvest here, but so we decided to take the opportunity of trying to get one. We got out the vehicle and we started putting a stalk on where they went by, and Teddy and the trackers managed to spot them. A very difficult shot. It was pretty far and it was frontal too, so we weren't sure if we were going to be able to pull it off, but Mark pulled off an incredible shot. He just dropped it in its tracks, and as we walked up to it we realized what we have. It's a very beautiful klipspringer ram. He's very, very old. He's got almost 1.5 inches of secondary annulars here. Very heavy, nice and broomed. He's a heavy, old, mature animal, and we're really, really glad to be able to take the opportunity to get him. And congrats on your fantastic shot.
Thank you, sir.
It was unreal.
Dung beetle techniques.
Well done. That is exactly what that is.
Yeah.
So that's a ball of dung that's been rolled up by a dung beetle. Check how big they make them, eh?
It's huge.
That's a decent sized dung beetle. Then they lay an egg in it,
Yep.
roll it up, and they actually bury them. They'll dig a hole in the ground and they'll push them down underground. And they'll stay in the ground until that young guy hatches. And then it'll dig his way out.
Surprised you, didn't I?
That's a good size. But then there's animals like civets, you know, they find these things and they dig them open and they eat that dung beetle larva as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're found.
What kind of dung is this?
The hogs.
Oh, they are.
Warthogs, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the obviously a fresh elephant. Let's have a look. So let's have a view. Well, while we were tracking these zebras of ours, we came across the remains of a lion kill, and it's another zebra. They've killed it here and torn it apart and eaten it. There's a few bones remaining down there on the left there, and there's a skull here. You can see it was a zebra stallion. They've obviously eaten the whole bunch, and the hyenas and vultures have got the rest. Not much left of it. Just a faint smell left, and that's it, but nothing left. Lion's done better than we have. Now that our 10 days is over, I just look back on the memories that I shared with Mark, and I'm so grateful to have spent the time with him, and we're really grateful for him to coming out all the way over from America and spending this time with us. We did some really cool stuff. We followed elephants, we followed zebra. We had a really nice time, and thank you, Mark, for coming out, and I hope we can do this again one day.